Hey y'all, how's it going, lawn monsters? Welcome back to Cardinal Lawn Life YouTube live channel. Tonight should be a good night to come on here and talk. I think my final option for the YouTube live is to go towards the end of the week. So, with that all being, hello, Rolel. You're the first one every time. It's nice to have you. So, I'm pretty sure that coming in towards the end of the week here, I'm going to actually be going live. With that being said, it just works better for me is if I go live as of at towards the end of the week because working towards Monday through Friday and working through the 7 days of the week, it's like, it's really hard. So, and so for me, I'm just going to go live every Friday nights. Okay. With that all being said, hopefully everybody's going well. With this pollen being up in the air, it's a little, out of hand. Now, coming into the mowing season, that's going to be taking place really, really soon. Looking at some of these yards, I was at one today, and it's like, holy cow, this yard's going to be due real soon. You know, and that's fine with me because the more money that I can make within the lawn care run is a lot easier for me, and it's a lot easier for other people too. Now, with the mowing season, it's going to be a little obvious, trying to do like the weed eating, the blowing, the edging, the hedge trimming, raking leaves. And really, for raking leaves, raking leaves for me is not in my case scenario because I had a bag that broke on me yesterday and I quit that job. I called that customer and I said, I'm not doing any more raking leaves. That is just not in my case of scenario. He said, okay, just make sure you blow all the leaves off. Don't leave a big pile of leaves in my driveway. So I got my blower and I went across the road here and blew everything off. There ain't a big mess that he ain't got to look at. So with that all being said, I didn't get fired from the job. He was very happy, but he wasn't happy that the fact that I quit the leaf job. But when a bag breaks, you can't. It's pretty obviously that you can't do what you got to do. Okay. With that being said, you got to be able to keep up with all the yards. Like if it gets to where you can't keep up with a yard, tell somebody, hey, you're gonna have to find somebody else. You know, and not to mention, I got a call earlier. I took a nap and I looked at my phone here and it said that I had a missed call. Next thing you know, it's the whole case of scenario here, and I'm not gonna get too into it yet or anything, but I fixed it. It's all been done, said and done, fixed, and everything like that. So there ain't too much that you got to worry about now because it's been fixed and everything like that. Now, I did reorganize my room again. The office is still where it's at. It's still in this corner that I showed you. But my bed and my dresser has been moved. I moved my dresser towards the door and moved my bed into a corner. So I do now sleep in a corner. So it's all good. I do have some Sunny D next to me. I'm going to take a little sip of it. Give me a second. So if you guys are wanting to see what I did to the room, um, it's here. So the desk and everything is still here. Every little thing is still here. The dresser's over there next to the door. The bed's in the corner. So it's the best I can do here. I'm trying to make my room be a little bit more roomy and more space. So I have room to walk around and I'm not tripping over my bed. Now, with that being said, it's going to be coming close into the mowing season and I'm going to be doing nothing but work. So, when you're working, you're doing nothing but working and you're trying to make money, you're trying to make a living. Now, my goal, let's get to the goal here. My goal is to save money and put some of the money that I make into my billfold and some of the money going in towards the business. So that being said, I got to get money to buy a zero turn, okay? A mower I got to save up for a zero turn and I'm going to save up to get a few other things here. Now, you also want to make sure that you're doing what you can. And within lawn care, you're going to run into things. Like yesterday, I ran into a snake and I got a little frightened because when my weed eater string hit the snake, he kind of struck. So then I dropped my weed eater and ran, okay, because he scared the berserk out of me. And with that all being said, there's just things that you can be scared of and some things that you shouldn't be scared of. And it's okay to be scared of some things. And of course, if there's something that's in your way on a job site, you're going to trip over it. It's okay to trip. I do it all the time. Working in like a bedroom, it's, you got to clear it, working in type of a room that's, spacious or whatever. It's the main thing to keep the environment clean. And it's one thing to have it dirty. And within another thing here is you're trying to make it look better than what it once did before. With that all being said, within lawn care seasons and stuff, you're wanting this burn ban to go down a little bit. They're wanting to relate. We're hoping that we can release the burn ban to where we can start burning again. And I'm going to tell you that now that we're finally getting rain, they should be releasing that burn ban real soon so we can burn some stuff. And I'm going to say at this customer's house, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be burning when they release all this stuff. And she's due for some mowing. She's due for some weed eating. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up winding up doing it Tuesday if we can get some more rain coming in. As far as I know, it was supposed to rain today. It never did. It was supposed to rain yesterday and never did. So with that all being said, you got to do what you got to do to keep in with this lawn care mowing season. But I'm going to tell you, within the lawn care season, it's going to be a good season. I can already tell by watching everything just grow, And I'm getting some weeds here at my own place here, popping up here and there, and I try to weed eat them and keep it at a minimum. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're going to make minimum wage out of landscaping or lawn care, because with this company, you got to do what you got to do. And really, a real job is doing what you can. You could either work at Publix, but with a real job for me is doing lawn care and everything else. So, I have a real job. The real job is this, doing lawn care, making a living. So, and you might work half of a day, and that's what I'm doing as of right now, working half of a day. Um, I went to work this afternoon. I went today, this morning, and then I got off about 1 o'clock. Somewhere in between that. So, and a real job for me is doing what I'm doing now, and I'm going to stick to doing it just because to me it's a really good season. It's going to be a really good mowing season, and all to come to worse, you're going to be able to make as much as you want, but you also want it to go towards the business, whether or not you're going to make that, last you or whatever to get by on, you can do that as well. But looking into the calendar and stuff, you're going to end up winding up doing what you got to do to stay in with the lawn care or the business services or whatever it may be or whatever it comes down to. But you also want to be kind to one of another. You want to be kind to your customers. I'm going to say always be kind to customers because they're going to be the ones that half of the time pay you, and whether or not. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I do Cash App and Apple Pay or anything like that because I don't personally trust Cash App, Apple Pay, or whatever that's on phones or whatever, or anything like that, or Cash App or anything like that. So what I prefer to have is cash in hand. Okay, that's what I prefer. I don't do any of the Apple Pay, Cash App, none of that. Cash in hand is what I go by because that's what it's going to go into my billfold. So, and that's all I ever use is cash nowadays. Some people don't use cash. Some people use credit cards and all them nonsense, blogness of an ongoing this and that and the other thing. So, me personally, I just use cash in hand, and that's what I go with and go by. Um, just because, in my point of view, cash is better for me. I don't do, like I said, I don't do that whole cash app thing. Some people might, some you might, and some people out there might, but me personally, I don't do it. Cash in hand is what I take. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that advertising a business, I'm not going to tell you that you should do it or anything, but I'm trying to do it just so people have my number if they're interested because within the lawn care season, you got Easter coming, you got turkey season, you got all those other things that are going to be coming up soon, and you're pretty much going to want your yard to be looking back into shape, whether or not you're going to have friends and family showing up at your house. So that's one reason why you want to have a yard guy. One reason why you want your yard to look good. And if it gets down to where somebody can't do it in life, that's another reason why you should be local to help somebody out. And that's me. I'm local. I'm just a young kid with a landscaping equipment, with a bike and trailer, trying to hustle and make some money this year in 2026. And within the 2026 lawn care season, it should be pretty good. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to sit here and lie, I've been going in and out of business just because I don't make that much, but I'm trying. I'm going to try this year to save up, put money into business. It's not going to be easy because all I like to do is go to stores and spend the money. But here's the thing, you're going to have to make enough to live off of and be able to buy gas and all that for your gas equipment, your mowers, your blowers, your weed eaters, your edgers, your whatever it is that you have gas powered, you're going to want to make that you're going to want to make sure that you're making at least enough money to get that to where you're going and going and going, because otherwise everything is not going to be perfect. And I'm not going to tell you that everybody around here is perfect because nobody is perfect. Okay, you're not going to have a perfect landscaper that does a yard perfectly good for you. You're not going to have a landscaper that does a yard every week and every 2 weeks that they come in and make a yard look good, perfect. Because I'm going to tell you, no one is perfect. Now, church is good, God is good, everybody is good. But if there's somebody in a family member or whatever that somebody needs a lawn guy, the phone number is there. Anything is there. Okay? I'm just, like I said, I'm a local yard guy that does business and with a business shirt, with a business name. Cardinal Lawn Life is my business. Phone number 813-497-3970. So if anybody out there is wanting business done or lawn care done, they can contact Cardinal Lawn Life. Just a young kid on a bike with a bike and trailer with lawn care equipment. Here's the thing that I run is the Weed Eater Echo, blower backpack Echo, electric push mower that is 2 extension cords, but it's only used for small yards. Now I'm gonna sit here and tell you, I have a customer that lets me use her lawnmower, but she also pays for the gas. She pays for the service. But here's the thing, I'm using her lawnmower and I'm using my weed eater and blower and possibly edger. So, and she is dividing the gas. She's paying for the gas that I use her lawnmower with. So, you know, and it's a ongoing process of doing what I can for a lawn care business owner. But up until I can actually save up money to get my own lawnmower and with a trailer to go behind it with an orange triangle, then I can go to job with. I should be able to make more money with that lawnmower and that trailer with my weed eater and everything else. So, I'm trying to be a young kid that's trying to make a living and with the process that I can actually make within being in this lawn care season, lawn care, whatever, owner. Okay. It's not easy to do what you can within lawn care, but you want to make sure that you're helping people out when they need it and if they need it. It's not all that. It's not hard to make a business grow. It's not that hard to cut grass. It's not that hard to weed eat. It's not that hard to blow. And definitely not that hard to get a broom and start sweeping up the nonsense that you're wanting to clean up. Now, you don't want to leave a job halfway finished. I did that yesterday, but, the customer wasn't, mad because I wasn't able to do the leaves. The bag broke and I call it quits. Be right back with you. So when the bag broke, I called it quits and came home, got a blower, walked myself back across the street and blew off the rest of those leaves that he told me to make sure I blew off. Not only did I leave a mess, but I went back and cleaned it so that way the job didn't look unprofessionally done. Okay? I mean, it still was unprofessionally done whenever I didn't rake them leaves, but he was also going to pay me $100 just to rake them leaves up if I got them done all in one day. But I wasn't able to do it because the bag broke. I need heavy duty bags that last and that lift heavy, whatever. It might have worked if I did just very little leaves, but I was trying to fill the bag up so it looked full and then tie it off and put it beside the road. Did that, and then the bag broke on me. So, and then my uncle wanted to say it's operator error, but he don't do lawn care. He don't do anything. He's just a Jeff that works at Dollar General DG. So it's, you know, he ain't no landscaper. He ain't somebody that can tell somebody how to do yard care or lawn care or whatever. Because he only works at a store. He can't tell anybody what to do. He can't do that. He thinks he can, but he can't. Just because he ain't a lawn care artist or whatever. And it don't even take a rocket scientist to figure out how to do lawn care or lawn maintenance. So it's within the time. At the time that you do, from the time that you get to a job, it's time that you make money. So time, I think about it like this: time is money. Because if I take my time, the more money that I'm going to make, the more money that my employees might make. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're making enough money to pay your employees, yourself, to get lunch. Because everybody's got to eat lunch. That's the first thing I did when I came home from work this afternoon, is ate. I ate 3 corn dogs when I came home from work today. Okay? And not only that, I ate some Vienna sausages, but I drank the juice out of the 2 cans. The 2 cans are right here beside of me. So, and I drank the juice out of them because I get it, like I said, I get it from my mama's side. And it's so good for you. Okay? That's the way I look at it. But when you do lawn care, whether or not you're doing lawn care or you're helping a neighbor out, you're still making the money that you need to make to survive and to be able to, to live off of who knows what. Okay? But, it is what you got to do. It is what it is. And it's part of life. Everybody's got to work. Everybody has to work for a living to make a living. Everybody has to do what they have to do to get where they are now in life. Because cable is not free, electric isn't free, groceries ain't free, ain't nothing in life free. So you got to make sure that you're making enough money to live off of and to eat off of and stuff like that. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to survive. That's the way I like to look at it. And also, how I also like to look at things is that everybody has to work. I can't say that enough. Okay, everybody has to work to make a living. Everybody has to make money. But in order to make money, you got to have a job. You got to make something out of a living. Whether or not you're a contractor, whatever. It don't matter if you're working for the county, the sheriff's department, the fire department, EMS. You just got to make sure that it don't matter what you're doing for a living, but you got to make sure that you're making enough money to make what you're doing now to live off of. That's how I like to look at things, especially when you're trying to do a big commercial property. And I can't say I do a lot of them, but I only got 2. I got a residential, and then I got the church that I do. And the residential is my sister's house. And then the church that I do is Bethel Baptist Church, the big commercial. So it's, I can't say enough that, everybody that watches this, I appreciate, because I do appreciate people watching. It's going to help the business grow. As much as the business is going to grow, it helps out with this lawn care business within the lawn care run. And I can't say it enough. I do appreciate people that watch. I love the people that watch. I just wish that people would watch more and share the YouTube video. I can't say that enough. The content that I really want to make is me going out to swamps, or not swamps, but fishing holes, and get some content of fishing live. But I gotta find time to do the fishing stuff. I gotta have the time and the patience to do the fishing. I gotta have the time and patience to do it. You know. So it's gonna be a little hard right now because I got yards that are growing. I got I got some cutting to do. I got some YouTubes to do. Because I find YouTube as a hobby. I don't find it as a job. I find it as a hobby. That's the only reason why I say Friday nights I'm gonna start doing my lives. And during the week, I might be watching YouTube. I might be watching regular TV, which I don't watch too much of anymore. All I ever watch is YouTube. But I'm just using watching regular TV as a example of what I may be doing. But I don't watch regular TV, so I could be spending time with family. I don't do too much of that, but I can start doing it because as of right now, I'm not working, but whenever I start working, which it's going to be hard to spend time with family, it's going to be hard to spend time with friends and family, you know. And then I got a family member that's trying to come down. He's already got his vacation time. Shout out goes to Jeff Harris. So, and he's going to probably come down here and pick on me, which when he does it, he never cuts me any slack. He's always picking and picking and picking. So he'll probably be coming down here to do that with me or to me. And that's one reason why I got out of the closet, because my office closet is because he scared me. He said, "Oh, you're just going to lock yourself in there one day and you're going to be yelling, 'Help!' Next thing you know, I'm moving out of the closet. Next thing you know, I'm right here next to the TV. I'm moving all kinds of stuff. I'm making my room to where there's nothing but space, so I'm not tripping over my bed. I'm not tripping over anything. But it's okay. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it's okay to trip. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to have some laughters, and to mention that you know yeah, the person, the main thing of this YouTube video there, and the main thing of doing the video, I don't do it just for the fun of it. I don't do it because I want to do it. I do it because it's a hobby, and I don't find it as a job because it's not a job. You don't get paid from doing this. What you do get paid from is an actual job, which may be landscaping, lawn care maintenance, working at a grocery store, you name it. There could be multiple things right now that I could actually be doing besides doing this. But I love the people that watch. Whether or not it's what's that word that I'm looking for? I can't think of it as of right now, but it's amazing on how, okay, that's what I was looking for. It's amazing on how many people can watch around the world when you go live and do the videos that you're doing. It's amazing on how many people that go live at churches. It's amazing on how many people listen in when the churches go live. It's amazing on how many people watch when there's landscapers or whoever's doing yards for free. And now there's a few landscapers that I watch, okay, that are using gas operated equipment and not even battery operated equipment, but I'm talking gas operated equipment. There's people on YouTube doing yards for free. And it's like, if you're doing yards, it's like, if you're doing yards for free, how are you even making the money that you need to make to keep up with your equipment? You know what I mean? They're doing yard for free. So I mean, there you can't see too many of them yard workers doing whatever. Now I'm going to tell you, the other day, which was I think the day before last, I went on my business Facebook, okay, and I have all kinds of business info to tell people what I do and stuff like that. Now there was another landscaper that popped up on my Facebook page of my business. He had a Toro zero turn profile picture, okay? He calls me up on Messenger. Bling, 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 bling. Bling, bling, bling. I'm like out in the kitchen, okay? Who in the world is calling me? I come back into my office, look at my computer, and it's a Toro, or not Toro, but it's a uh X Mark zero turn mower. Okay. Uh I answered it. Hello, how's everything going? He goes, I'm good. Is this Jonathan I'm talking to? I said, yes, sir. He said, would you like a free estimate for lawn care? I'm like, buddy, I'm sorry, but I do my own yard, and not only that, I do my own. I'm my own. I have my own business, my own entrepreneurship. I am not looking for a free estimate. And have a good day. He's like, you too, buddy. I was just trying to find some work. I said, I don't blame you. I'm trying to find work myself, but I do my own yard, and I own my own weed eater and backpack blower and edger, and my own little push mower with an electric cord on it. But I'm not looking for a free estimate. So have a nice day. He said, all right, you too. So we hung up and we ended that call right there. The main thing is when you're trying to do a business or being a business owner, you want to be very, very careful because some people like that could be out to sell your business or trying to give you an estimate on who knows what. God forbid he could be calling me for solar panels to put on my house or something. So you kind of want to, watch who you're talking to. Be careful around the world because anybody out there could be trying to sell your business or anything like that. And I'm not going to be here to tell you that you shouldn't be doing the things that you should be doing, but you got to be careful and you got to use caution. If you're not using caution, I don't know what to tell you. But the best thing is to be careful because you got people doing drugs and all that other stuff. So you want to be careful about that and whatever. There's all kinds of stuff, and and I'm not going to tell you that there ain't nobody out looking to steal, but I mean, there's plenty of people eyeballing your equipment, eyeballing your stuff, digging through dumpsters, dumpster diving. There's all kinds of stuff that people can be, and it's okay, but it's okay to go dumpster diving. I'm not going to tell you that it ain't. But you want to make sure that you're not putting it on people's yards or littering or anything like that. Or making a big mess out of everything. Now, I wouldn't go behind Walmart or Publix or anything and start dumpster diving. But if you're out front of somebody else's house and they're trying to get rid of some stuff, that's fine. But don't leave a big mess to where somebody else has to clean it, because that ain't right. But you got to do what's best for you and what's best for the customer. You got to make enough money to live off of. Because ain't nothing out there, like I said, is for free. Gas ain't even free. Ain't nothing for free, man. That's all I really got to say. There ain't nothing free. The government ain't even free. Ain't nothing free. That's all I can tell you. So that's why you got to make sure you're making enough money than what you're making now. But we're about to call it a night here. But if there's anybody that has a question, feel free. Don't be scared or overthinking it. You can always, I can see the comments, I can see the questions in this live chat here, If there's anybody, I can't say it enough. If there's anybody that is interested to learn how much money that you can make or how much you should charge, you can ask that question. And if there's anything that you want to tell me about, get to know you, you can put it in this live chat. But also, don't make sure that it's appropriate. Okay? Make sure it ain't nothing dirty. Make sure it's nothing, I can't say that enough, but make sure it's with the appropriate matter of this using, Facebook Live or YouTube Live, no matter what it is, but just make sure that it's appropriate for whatever it is you may be doing. Now, and so every Friday nights, I might go live on here, and I might go live every Thursday nights on Facebook, on my business Facebook. I might go live on there, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Because as of right now, I'm actually familiar with YouTube lives and stuff like that. I'm not familiar with how Facebook lives work. I only did it one or two times, and I'm not really familiar with it. The only thing that I'm really familiar with is the YouTube lives. And I can't say it enough. You guys can share, like, and subscribe to this YouTube whatever. And I'm gonna probably go live. I'm gonna start going live. I'm gonna start using my little tablet here and propping it up somewhere at my sister's house or anywhere, but it has to be with on Wi-Fi. Um, and stuff like that to actually make the YouTube videos of the live and stuff like that. But I'm also going to try to get like a GoPro tripod stand and, be able to record. But I also still have to talk to a client that I actually work for, and I'm actually going to talk to her Tuesday whenever I see her. Um, to see if I can't start tripoding and making videos whenever I have that time to show everybody what I do and stuff like that. And then every Friday nights or whatever, go live. So this will be the YouTube that I use. This right here, what I'm doing right now, this will be every Friday night. So you guys can watch every Friday night at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I should be going live. So it's going to work better than what I do throughout the week. Just because I work throughout the week and I just can't go throughout the week to do the YouTube live when there's really no time to do it. So every Friday nights towards the end of the week, I will be live. I can't say enough. Thank you for watching. Um, Being on this channel, y'all, makes me happy. With you guys being on the channel makes me happy. There's only 2 watchers tonight, but hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks, when people start actually watching, if I can give more people the word of mouth and benefit of the doubt to actually watch the YouTube videos, hopefully I can get like 100 and something people watching. Um, but really, to be honest, don't be thrilled, but there's not too many people that are actually interested in lawn care cleanups or anything like that. But I know that there is a customer that I work for that could be um, no benefit of the doubt, but absolutely blessed that has me doing her yard. There's probably a client that it could be absolutely thrilled with having me doing her yard. Like there is no benefit of the doubt on that, but there could be some people out there that are ungrateful for having a yard guy to do their yard. But I know that there's one client that I have that's probably grateful that has me. And I'm not saying no names, but she's I can't ask for a better client than what I have now. She knows everything about everything. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And she knows what's best. She knows what's good, and that's all that matters really. So I can't say enough. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everything that you know about, and thanks for teaching me the things that you know and the things that I didn't even know. So it's a blessing to have a client. It's a blessing to have a career. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing to have a career because it's really not. It's coming on 8 o'clock now, 7:51. So I'm just sitting here to talk to y'all about what I do, and I love doing what I do. To be honest, I love making money. I love talking to people. And there's a lot of people around that actually try to keep to theirself. Like they don't even want anybody to help them do their yard because there's a lot of people around that actually do it themselves. But when it gets to like 100 and something degrees out in the summertime, they're not going to want to do it. They're not going to want to do it. But I can't say it enough, y'all. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for watching. Keep making money, boys and girls. I can't say it enough. You guys being on this channel actually means a lot, but it's time to actually start calming it down here, slowing it down, and I'm going to probably make a few phone calls on Messenger of Facebook here to a family member. Shout out goes to Chris Urich. He wasn't on tonight, but hopefully next time he will be on. But as always, keep making money, keep growing, and keep making money, boys. Talk to you later. Cardinal Lawn Life out. I probably messed up on that outro, but oh well. All right. See ya.